Hi, I am Dr. Eurydice Moore of Eurydice, and I am back with another video. And this video is entitled Resource Development Going to the Next Level. I am a published author, and you could go to Amazon to get this book or McClure Publishing, Border, Target, so you can purchase this book. The purpose of this book is to share information on, okay, you have set up your nonprofit, now what? You need funding. So we're going to talk about various funding ideas, and we might be on this for a minute. I'm going to be reading and sharing from this book. But I am Dr. Eurydice Moore. Eurydice, the business owner, nonprofit 501c3 specialist, grant writer, urban educated, urban educator, excuse me. So many titles. It's me. I wear many, many, many hats. The consulting firm is MBE, WBE, BEP, DBE, WOSB certified, which means that we can do government contracting on the city, state, county, and federal level. We can look up bids, we could get contracts on all of those levels. So, uh, my business operate Monday, Tuesday. Let me start over. My business operates Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, off on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and off on Saturday. So all those other days, and we operate from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. So enough about me. The services that's offered is helping people set up nonprofits, and once setting up nonprofit, positioning organization to receive to be eligible to receive funding, whether it's from foundation, corporation, businesses, whether it's from the government, help you position yourself to be eligible to apply for funding, also for grants. So today we're going to be talking. I'm going to recap. There's a video that I did, several videos on how to set up your nonprofit. You need to watch them all if you like to do it yourself. If not, you can hire me to set up your nonprofit. Below, you see my information, my contact information. You can reach out to me through my website, email. You can call me. These are the various ways you could Google me to help you, to assist you. I also offer a free 15-minute consultation where you can run your project or your idea past me, and I will let you know two things: feasible, fundable. Feasible, fundable. I will let you know if what you want to do is feasible, and I will let you know if it's fundable. Feasible meaning that it's being done, or you might want to do some innovation with something that's already trending, or you might want to be a trailblazer. You want to come out with something new. And I gave an example the on one video how a lady, and then later on I would run into another one that want to open up a pantry to just distribute female products for the menstrual flow. So I have never heard of that. That had not been done, but that's all they want to do is pass out personal hygiene product and female uh, monthly products. So that's a trailblazing idea, wouldn't you think? So I will let you know if your idea will fly or will it die. Also, once we get your idea rolling and doing the paperwork, the business side of the idea, then I will assist you in becoming fundable, where we would look for funds to fund those ideas. Feasible, fundable, feasible, fundable. That's what I'm all about. And that's what I would tell you in a free 15-minute consultation that you can set up. I meet with people on Thursdays and Fridays. My schedule starts at 2, ends at 7, and meeting with people. Every week I have someone to meet with and to guide them. I come across to do it yourself people. I have books on Amazon. All you got to do is type in my name, Eurydice, and my last name, Moore, and type books. And all my books will come up, and you can order it and you can do it yourself. Or if you don't have the time, you got too many irons in the fire, your plate is full, you can hire me. Or you might be, I don't want to learn another thing. I don't want another class. I just want to hire you to do it. You want me to take the wheels. Okay, I'll do that too. So what we're gonna do is recap those videos that I was telling you how to set up your own nonprofit. I started it telling you the origin of nonprofit, how nonprofits came about. I also try to encourage you that if you don't like people, you don't need to do nonprofit work. You need to find an office and stay in there because you don't want to do more harm than good, okay? Because I'm going to tell you, it's easy to get burned out if you're dealing with people every day, people that's under tremendous stress and pressure. And, sometimes they snap, they go off on you, give you a hard time. So I talked about that in some of the videos. Also, I'm going to be referencing this book. Um, I like to say if this book helped you at all, any of my videos, like it, share it, um, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. If you're new, subscribe. Or if you've been coming for a while, checking out videos and you haven't subscribed yet, I like to encourage you to do so. Okay, now this book is divided into, okay, I don't think you can see it. It's divided into 3 parts. Trying to straighten it up. I keep disappearing, reappearing, disappearing. Part 1 is non-for-profit. So what I did was took the non-for-profit book that I read from and I put it inside this book. It made it part 1. It's like a recap. Part 2 is resource development. Part 3 is funding and grant writing. So right now I'm going, part 1 is really a recap of what has been covered in previous videos. I told you about choosing a name, how important it is to choose a name that will express your mission. Nobody have to guess who you are. Nobody have to scratch their head trying to figure out if you are a nonprofit. Also, we talk about board. You need to have board members, minimum 3. There is no max. Suggested you have odd numbers, so if you ever have to break a tie, you will not have a deadlock. I also talked about mission statement and I talked about vision statement. I told you what each one of them was. I told you, now I thought I turned my phone off. I guess I didn't. Okay, please forgive me for the interruption. Oh, God. All right, things were going somewhere, all right? Ah, that's my beautiful daughter calling me. Okay. I know this is very unprofessional, but you're going to keep calling until I pick up, right? Right. Okay. Oh no, that was Boost Mobile. Okay. No. Oh, okay. Let me try again. Turn this. I'm gonna power off this phone. Okay. Back. Okay. So I explained in one video what a mission statement is and what a vision statement is, and I told you what was the difference. So check that video out. Because I don't want to take a lot of time with this. I talked about minutes, how to take minutes. Once you start meeting, you need to take minutes. Really, you need to take minutes as soon as you get those that want to be board members. In your first, which would be called an initial meeting, you need to take minutes where you will decide the name of the nonprofit, identify the officers of the board, and you would discuss the mission and the vision statement in the initial meeting. Okay, now those that be your board members, they don't have to be your board members forever. They your first board, they your initial board. People die, people lose interest, people leave, people relocate, people fall out. So they your initial board. They don't have to be your forever ever board. Okay, some of the other video cover incorporation. How to incorporate the nonprofit. You have to incorporate the nonprofit before you apply for the 501c3. So we talked about that. We talked about a registered agent. What is the registered agent? Who can be a registered agent? The requirement to be the registered agent. We talked about project activities. Then we went on and conclude the last video, which talks about the actual 501c3 application. At one time, the 501c3 application was 20 plus pages, and it was manual, and it was like in a booklet with instruction. And then you had to fill it out by hand or typewritten it. And then there was a bunch of attachments you had to do. And I can't believe I did all that work. So one day they streamlined the process, put it online, and cut down where the actual 501c3 application of yesteryears was 14 pages. Now they got it down to 5 pages for you to do the 501c3. I mentioned that churches and ministry will have to do another one. It's online, but it's lengthy and require the uploading of various documents for verification. So I mentioned that. Okay. What else? I also mentioned the benefits of the 501c3. And I mentioned that through the years that I have worked with nonprofit, we've been around for 20 years, that I have discovered 14 different ways that you could use the non for profit. And I mentioned how when you have that 501c3, I told why it's important to have it. I said it's not mandatory, but it's a catch 22 situation, that income that come into the nonprofit. If you do not have that 501c3, anything that's $600 and up that comes into the nonprofit, you will have to pay federal and state taxes. I told you that. And then you can't issue contribution letters because you do not have the 501c3. And because you can't issue contribution letters, you don't have the 501c3, people will be hesitant, or they will not want to issue donations or grants. So I did mention that. Then I talked about the different category, whether you're charitable, educational, or religious. Those are the most common ones that I have helped, but there's others, non-for-profit classification, scientific research, so on and so forth. I think animal welfare. Then there's lodges like the Mason, the lodges, civic centers, library, museums. I talked about the various classification that is eligible for the 501c3, but I pretty much deal with and have assisted those that have activity that are charitable, educational, or religious. Okay, so I mentioned that. Now, what I'm going to mention now, I kind of recap. I have not mentioned that once you get the 501c3, you have to do a registration. You have to register the nonprofit with your state attorney general office. Now, some attorney general office don't deal with it. There's a separate department that's called the charitable bureau. So you need to check with your state. Do you register with the attorney general office or the charitable bureau? And in some cases, that some states there is no registration. Then you have some states that require you to go before the franchise board to get exemption, especially California and I think Texas. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but California definitely. They issue what is called a franchise tax, and you have to, as a nonprofit, to be waived that tax, you have to complete some document. So, also registration with the Department of Revenue in your state. You have to register the nonprofit through the non-profit division. So there are registrations that you have to do. So let me see. I pretty much now we're gonna go into part two of this book. I won't be before you long. Oh, let me turn this book around. That's my picture. I won't be before you long. I got about 8 minutes left or less. I'm going to read some of the items in part two. Private contributors and others. Monetary donation. Aldermen / councilmen. Other resources. Budgeting. Uh, Birthday shower or birthday party for your nonprofit. Volunteer recruitment plan. Social media. Crowdfunding. Banks. So these are the topics that comes under part two of this book. This book is called Resource Development Going to the Next Level. You have now set up the nonprofit. What do you do? You now had the 501c3. What do you do? All right. So I'm going to read a little bit out of here. First page. Okay, let me go. Okay, we're in part two. Ooh, sorry. I'm sorry it's taking so long. I should have had a bookmark. Uh, okay, part two, the Internal Revenue Service. Okay. The Internal Revenue Service has several departments. It is very important that you contact and have your paperwork sent to the correct division. Well, now everything is online, but at the time of writing this book, it was not. Stuff was manual. And that you speak to the correct IRS agent. Whenever you turn the Internal Revenue Service, if you are a nonprofit, you want to make sure you're talking to someone in the nonprofit division. I have heard so many horror stories. We will look at one case uh, before concluding the information that will be shared. The IRS has two main divisions when it comes to reporting: the for profit and the non for profit. The reporting of both is different. When you have a 501c3, you are tax exempt. The Internal Revenue Service wants you to file they want you to file information of donation that comes into your organization. So keep a record of the sponsors, the funders, your grants, and all contribution and the amount of each donation. Those records of donation are called gross receipt. Okay, so filing. So you're ready to receive funding. You're ready to receive moolah, money, to operate the nonprofit. So the first thing you need to know that anyone give you money, I don't care if it's $1, you are to record it. You want to, this is important record keeping. You want to record date, the person name, the amount was issued to the nonprofit. And then there's another important column you should have, if you want to do column, and that is restricted or unrestricted. If it's restricted, you put restricted. If it's unrestricted, you put unrestricted. Restricted means that the money that came in is designated for a certain activity or program. Unrestricted is that you have free course. You can this money is not designated for any particular service, program, or activity. If you want to buy postal stamps, if you want to buy a cell phone for someone that's working in a nonprofit, you are not restricted. And then you should have a column that says notes, any notes that you want to record. Now, the money that you record is called gross receipt. Okay, that's what monies are called that goes into the nonprofit. Gross receipts. So on that note, that concludes what we covered today. Uh, if you would like to get this book, you can go online to Amazon or you can go to McClure Publishing Company. And I told you to keep a record of your donors. Now, if you have private donors, it would be nice for you to have their name. We're talking about private donors right now. The donation amount, their address, email, and phone number. Now, if you have funders, money that's coming from grants, sponsorship, then you want to do name. Okay, you want to do the dates, the names, the amount, and the purpose, and any notes that you may want to, and whether it's restricted or unrestricted. Okay. So there are donations that you can get from private contributors. You can get money from banks. You get money from businesses, foundation, corporation. You can get money from sponsors. You can get money from bequests, from wills. It's just so many ways that you can get money. So I am Dr. Eurydice Moore. I want to thank you for tuning in today, and I hope that this video has helped you in some way. We cover resource development going to the next level. You got the 501c3, now what? What's next? Level up. So if you like this video, like it, share it, hit the notification button so you can be in for the next video, be notified of the next video. If you are new, please subscribe to the channel. If you are already subscribed, that's a good thing. I want to thank you. Also, you can leave comment in the comment area. My information is scrolling across the screen if you want to contact me. I am Dr. Eurydice Moore, business consultant. Okay, I'm the small business owner, sole proprietor, 501c3 nonprofit startup, specialist, grant writer, urban educator, you name it, I have pretty much done it. So God bless, Godspeed, and feel free to contact me for a 15 minutes free consultation. We will discuss if your idea, your project is feasible, fundable. God bless.